Hello everyone, my name is Ian from Gaming Wildlife, and this is my Top 7. A big reason we did this was, of course, the 100% Honest series, which 3.5 years ago we did our first episode called Electronic Arts Was 100% Honest, and it got a lot of attention from Reddit and a lot of other places on the internet. Since then, we've made 65 other 100% Honest videos, but today I'd like to give you my opinion on what the top 7 worst video game companies are in the industry. Starting with number 7, Electronic Arts. So yeah, of course, Electronic Arts was going to make this list, and you might be wondering why it's not higher. Well, the truth is they've kind of flown under the radar the past couple of years. But a big problem that myself and a lot of other gamers have is their annual iterations of the new Madden, the new FIFA, whatever Battlefield is doing this year, and all of the expansions off of The Sims. A big issue I have with these is that they're just blatantly exploiting gamers for money. It's the same thing that they do with all their microtransactions in their games, from the mobile games that they've developed to even their big AAA titles. They'll throw microtransactions into everything. Compare this to, say, Bethesda. Bethesda will take years to develop the next Elder Scrolls series or Fallout game, and sometimes they'll even go to other companies like Obsidian to help them out, so that they can make this one game be the best that it can be. Electronic Arts just wants to push out a bunch of brand names so that you can just buy right into them and make sure that they get another $60 to add to their big fucking money pile. Because Electronic Arts cares more about the deadline of the video games as opposed to the quality of the video games, unfortunately, this causes their developers to kind of cut some things on the development floor. Say, for example, Mass Effect 3. Number 6, Electronic Arts. EA has screwed up a lot of different companies' IPs just so they can own the intellectual properties that those companies had. What better way to destroy the competition than to just straight up buy them out and kill them? A couple of notable examples of this are the Battlefield series, in which Battlefield 4 a few years ago received a class action lawsuit against Electronic Arts when one of the DLCs just did not work outright. A bunch of gamers literally sued Electronic Arts because their game wouldn't work at all. Another big issue was with the game Dungeon Keeper, which Electronic Arts had made a long time ago, but when they made their sequel, it was this microtransaction-heavy mobile game that you could not play unless you paid a bunch of money into. And I feel as though I need to mention Dead Space. Dead Space was this original concept done by Electronic Arts that ended up being Resident Evil 4 in space. When Mirror's Edge 1 came out, it got a lot of criticism from the community for being not a great game, but people really liked it because it was such an original idea. Electronic Arts then teased the sequel for a long time, saying that they're going to improve upon a lot of stuff that Mirror's Edge 1 didn't do. And then they never advertised Mirror's Edge 2. It just came out one day. Number 5, Maxis. Speaking of mishandled IPs, real quick, I want you to try and imagine how much it costs to get all the DLC and all the extras for both The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. Just imagine what that number might be. Here's the actual numbers. Back when SimCity 2013 came out, you couldn't actually play the game day one because it had to be connected to the internet, and when everyone tried to log in, the game itself crashed and no one could actually play it. Fun fact, that's the reason why I wrote the Electronic Arts 100% Honest episode. So I guess I want to say thank you to Electronic Arts. Number 4, Electronic Arts. I think a big thing that makes them such a stupid company is their advertising. Does anyone remember Your Mom Hates Dead Space 2? Hey kids, don't you just hate it when your parents tell you to do stuff? But I think the dumbest advertising stuff that EA ever did was the Dante's Inferno ads. A fake protest outside of their company of a bunch of conservative families and Christian families who hated the idea of Dante's Inferno because it was a depiction of hell. And not only that, they sent care packages out to a bunch of different game reviewers that when they opened it up, started playing Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. And the only way to stop the box from doing that is to literally destroy it. At which point they would find a note inside saying, "You have become wrath, go to hell, Dante's Inferno." This is the stupidest fucking shit ever. Number 3, Electronic Arts. Honestly, I feel as though you don't really need to say much about this company. Everyone knows that they're shit. Let's move on. Number 2, Ubisoft. Ubisoft is showing a lot of bad signs of video game development within the industry. Their annual releases are kind of buggy and don't quite work when they first come out. Take a look at Assassin's Creed Unity for being one of those things. Ubisoft even stopped doing Assassin's Creed games after that. Plus, they've gotten into the bad habit of releasing annual iterations without actually changing much. Far Cry 3 was a really fun game. Let's take a really charismatic villain, a big open world game, and let you run around and do whatever the hell you want with it. And then there was Far Cry 4, which had a charismatic villain and a big open world game, and you could kind of run around and do whatever the hell you want with it. But then they did Far Cry Primal, which was literally the same world as Far Cry 4, except like 10,000 years in the past. Ubisoft has basically turned into the new Electronic Arts. Now you think that would be kind of weird because they're two separate companies, right? Well, Electronic Arts bought a 20% share into Ubisoft back in 2004. Yeah, so they literally are becoming EA because, well, they're partially owned by EA. And number one, Electronic Arts. And who else could it be? The company that won the Consumers Award for Worst Company in America in both 2012 and 2013. A company that forces its employees to work hundreds of hours each week and does not give them overtime. A company that buys out smaller companies and then dissolves them just so they can keep all of their stuff for themselves. A company that cares more about deadlines rather than actual game quality. A company that makes their own version of Steam, and if you buy their games on any other platform, you still have to submit to their DRM restrictions through their own version. A company that does not do advertising well and poorly mishandles all of their IPs. In my opinion, the absolute worst video game company in the industry is Electronic Arts. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to go to patreon.com/gamingwildlife so you can help us out. Help us become a better company than Electronic Arts. If you want to check out some of the other stuff that we're doing, you can go to our Facebook page or our Twitter. And if you want to chat with us directly, you can go to our Discord server. All links are in the description below.